Hello and welcome to PENSIONS TV show. I'm Enyonam. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, PENSIONS TV show. This is the season 4, dubbed the Startup Guide edition. I'm going to be your guide throughout the entire season. I'm bringing you institutions that has network, institution that will give you the right business partners, the institution that will create the opportunity for you to get your product out of Ghana to the international market, to also be able to get your product out there. Before we begin the conversation, let me remind you of my sponsors, Vanguard Assurance. We always stand by you. Like I said, if it's about insurance policy, I recommend Vanguard for you. Call them for further enquiries on 0244334407. Leap tomato paste. It's not all tomato paste that are on the market which is good for you to prepare food with, but the number one tomato paste I recommend is Leap. Good tomato, good taste. We supply and distribute across the region. If you go to the market, if you go to the supermarket, you get Leap on all shelves to buy at very affordable prices. Of course, it will make your food very delicious. If you don't have work, become a distributor. Call SOA, the marketing executive, on 0240-949091. NEIP, National Entrepreneurship Innovations Plan, headed by John Kuma. They are doing a lot in the lives of startups here in Ghana. If you have that business, you believe your business is viable, if with a little push of money, you expand, you employ more people, and also do well for yourself. Of course, we are inviting proposals about your business. We'll give you some training. After that, you'll be getting the money to expand your business. Of course, you pay later, it's not for free. But this one is better compared to other financial institutions. So contact NEIP on 0299003843 or visit their website www.neip.gov.gh. All the informations are there for you to find. Ghana Trade Fair Company Limited is reminding all business owners, being small business owner, big business owner, if you are here in Ghana, you are abroad, you're looking for a big platform to exhibit your product, to meet new business partners, to also sell what you have to the entire world, remember to participate in the fair or the exhibition that is happening from February 28th to March 11th, 2019. So you have some ample time to register your business at very affordable rates. Business Trends will be there for free coverage. We give you the leverage you also need. So to register your business, visit our website also, www.tradefairgh.com, or call the marketing manager to register, 0241-818658. Call us and then we sort you out. J&G Insurance Brokers is saying that, look, we analyze your insurance needs. Your house will come to look at your house and recommend what kind of policy you need. Your car, your store, everything. All this going up and down. Just sit in your office and let Dr. Gideon Amenyedo, the CEO of J&G Insurance Brokers, do all the work for you. So contact Doctor now. Call him. The doctor, I have a property I want to insure. I want you to handle my insurance for me. Call him on 0244333335. And of course, my makeup and hairdo is always taken care of by Sam's Beauty Salon. Today, we are continuing the conversation, like I said, about pensions here in Ghana and the impact it's making in the lives of people who are contributors, who have been going every month to take their contributions to relax in the house and eat your fufu and goat meat. Yes. But before we start today's conversation, my resource person is the Chief Executive Officer of National Pensions Regulatory Authority, Mr. Hayford Atakrofi. Take a quick look at this documentary, 3-minute documentary, highlighting, touching on some important information about pensions. When we come back, we'll continue from there. Stay and stay. We'll be back shortly.
moving jobs, contributors in the formal sector should ensure that the necessary administrative processes are carried out to ensure continuity in contribution payments into the first and second tier mandatory schemes. They should also follow up on a third tier voluntary scheme if it applies. Formal sector workers should continuously update their records, especially with regard to benefit nominees as their social status changes. Contributors are expected to take keen interest in their retirement and deploy the three-tier scheme to their full benefit. The three-tier pension scheme has placed demands on all and sundry to play their roles to ensure a system that offers the desired retirement benefit to retirees. For contributors, they should take charge of their schemes. Employers to remit contributions as expected. Service providers to act in the interest of the contributors and within the regulatory framework. For the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, the focus remains ensuring retirement income security.
So welcome back from taking a quick look at that documentary. Thank you so much for joining us again. We appreciate your time. Right, so that was a very brilliant video you did, highlighting on pensions in general. But then I want us to focus more today on the informal sector people and the self-employed people who are also contributors of the scheme. I want us to start with, what is an occupational pension scheme?
Now, occupational pension scheme is what we refer to under the law as the second tier.
Right.
Now, every business, every organization, you know, will be where you work, your employer. That will be your occupation. Now, you, the employee, 5.5% of your gross salary is taken at the end of every month.
Okay.
Now, out of that 5.5%, 5% of it is invested on your behalf by a corporate trustee who would use a fund manager and a custodian in that setting. And that will be your lump sum that you will get at the end of your working life.
Okay.
That is what we call the occupational pension scheme. Okay. That is the pension that you have contributed to as part of your occupation. Right. And that comes from your own salary, your own personal contribution. As I said, it's 5.5, but the 0.5 is added to your employer's contribution of 13 and given to SNED. Right. By your occupational pension, it's your lump sum that you take at the end of your working life.
How can a first-time contributor who is more than 45 and less than 50 years join the Tier 3 pension scheme?
Right. Now, if you're more than 45, you can still contribute. But what will happen is that your entire contribution, will be put into your Tier 3, if you have a Tier 3 or if you have a provident fund. Because the reason is that when you're 45, you will not be able to do the 15 years, because your minimum contribution should be 15 years. So let's say if you join at 45, then you're just on the borderline. You can join the basic national social security and then the Tier 2. You can join that because you would have at least 15 years. But if you're over 45 years, yes, you can contribute, but it will not go to SNET. SNET will not take your contribution because they will not be able to provide you with pension. Okay. But your entire contribution can go into your occupational pension scheme. Okay. Yes.
Right. At what age can one join the occupational pension scheme?
Well, at 15, then you can join the 3-tier pension system. Right. And you exit at 60. So if you take 15 away from 60, so you can have a maximum of 45 years to contribute. Right. And of course, if you're fortunate to be one of those who will get into a job at 15 and exit at 60, then you have a very good pension. Okay. Of course, we don't join work at 15 in this country, but the law has made that provision. So 15 is the minimum years that you can, and 45 is the maximum that you can join.
Right. What rate should the informal sector workers also contribute into groups or any other personal pension scheme, at what rate should they do that? Because our focus is on the informal sector, the self-employed people, and every other business person out there. So at what rate should we also join this personal group or start contribution?
Okay, now it is very simple. They can start from as little as 50p or 1 Ghana cedi.
Really?
You can start from that very basic. Because imagine if you pay 1 Ghana cedi a day, and then you work throughout the week. No, times a month, times a year. And remember, the money that you're contributing is not being given to you at a face value. It is invested. It is invested at a higher interest rate. So you can join at the barest minimum. But the law allows you to use as much as 35% of your gross income, tax-free, to join. But of course, it will, if you go for the highest, it will probably be daunting. So people join as little as 1 Ghana, 5 Ghana, you know, and there are so many plans out there, pension plans out there, maybe even through mobile money and stuff like that when people make their contribution without even feeling it. Yeah. So that is how simple and flexible the third tier or the voluntary pension scheme is for informal sector.
Okay.
Yes.
If only I know 5 cedi, it's available. Now, you always buy credit 5 cedi, don't you? You buy credit 5 cedi. Even in that day, you can buy like 10, 20 cedi. So, of course, if I can contribute 5 cedi, I will do that. And I'll encourage other people to equally do that, because it's very necessary we contribute so that at the end of the day, when you are on your retirement age, you will not be struggling to take care of yourself. You're still watching Be Strength TV show, the Startup Guide edition. I'm Enyona. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll go on the street of Accra and ask people, do you have any question at all for Mr. Atta Krofi? Let's go for a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
Waitress! Tomato paste better with the area, no? I don't want to leave tomato paste in Ghana. Ah!
Aha! This is what I call Ediane.
Secret na LEAP. Leap. Someone named Leap tomato paste Ediane there. It was superb and palatable taste. Na esu obiaso. There were large and small sizes for chop bars, restaurants, and enfie.
For bulk purchase, contact 033-2095-314 or 050-141085.
Hello sir, this is Vanguard Assurance. We just got a notification of a fire outbreak at your premises. I want to assure you that the fire service has been notified and the Vanguard team has been dispatched and they'll be at your premises soon. Thank you sir.
With the Vanguard Digital Fire Insurance, you need not to worry about getting a fire report. Vanguard will facilitate the processing of the fire report and speed up your claim process. No need for you to chase any fire report or fill any form to initiate your claim.
Switch to the Vanguard Digital Fire Insurance now. It's digital, it's fast, and very convenient.
Vanguard Assurance, 6th time CIMG Hall of Fame insurer.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. It's still Be Strength TV show, and we are discussing the pensions contribution system right here in Ghana. And I'm joined in the studios by Mr. Atta Krofi. He's here to respond and explain in broad terms what pensions contribution is about, because he is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. So Mr. Krofi went on the streets of Accra to give opportunity to some of our colleagues who are in the informal sector specifically to ask questions, what they don't know about pensions, what they don't know about the contribution, what it would do to them after they contribute and they are on retirement. And this is what they have to say. Let's take a look at it. When we come back, I'll give you the opportunity to also respond to them.
I want to ask this question for a friend of mine. Both parents are all SNIT contributors, but they are dead. They were able to receive their lump sum. So what happened to the rest of their money with SNIT?
All right, so welcome back. There you have it. A lot of questions people are asking, and then of course he can't dodge it. He would have to respond. Right, so let's take the first person. He's Ernest Kofi, and he's 21 years. He says, as an apprentice, what they get is small, a mechanic apprentice. And so how much does he have to start paying in case he makes up his mind he wants to start at this early age? He's an apprentice, a mechanic. Does he have any opportunity at all to start?
He does, absolutely. And it's that flexible. Okay. I mean, as an apprentice, he doesn't earn that much. Yes. And he earns on a daily basis, or he gets paid by his master on a weekly basis. Now, he can take as little as 5 cedis or 10 cedis, so long as he can afford it and so long as he can continue to pay. Because the whole thing about pension payment is that the more you contribute, the more you get. We have what we call the defined contribution system. And that simply means that what you put in plus the investment returns determines how much you get at the end of your working life. So Kofi doesn't have to have any set upper limit, but he can go for the minimum and make sure that he sustains it. 5 cedis, 10 cedis, if he can afford it. Yeah, and because he's young, he has a very long time to contribute towards that. And as we discussed last week, the length of time that you contribute, you know, and the amount will determine how much you will get at the end of your working life.
Before I take the next person, I want to ask this, because you said he has a long time to contribute. You did state that you have 15 years, right? So if Kofi should start at 21, at the end of the 15 years, can he decide to stop?
Well, he can, but it would not be a good advice. If he is still able to work. Yes, because yeah, because there's something called pension right, you know, and the pension right, you know, for every year that you continue to contribute, it accrues, you get more. So yes, 15 years, as we have said, is the minimum. That will give you your pension right, but you can still add on until you retire, and that of course will determine how much you will get. Yeah, it's to your advantage to do that. So
this is Wisdom Achu. He is also 20 years and he's also an apprentice. He was asking at the end of his contribution, what is the package they are taking home? He is interested in the package. Yeah. If he should start, he is 20 years. If he should start contributing like the 10 CD, the 5 CD we are talking about, at the end of it all, how much is he looking at? What's the package is he taking home? I don't know if he's asking monthly or yearly or how it is. Of course.
I mean, if it is an informal sector system that they operate in and they contribute into the third tier, it will be a lump sum. Okay. It will be a lump sum. But the good thing is that the lump sum, he doesn't have to take the lump sum home. Okay. Now, at the end of his working life, the insurance company will come in and then he can purchase what we call annuity. Okay. And then the annuity will give him monthly retirement income. Right. So he doesn't have to take the whole, because if he takes that,
what are you going to use it for?
Probably go and marry a second wife or something, or something will happen and
trouble.
More trouble. Right. So then the insurance company comes in, then you can purchase annuity from them, who will then give you your monthly income. Yes.
Right. And then let's wrap up with Stella. She's a midwife. She said both parents were SNIT contributors. They were able to receive their lump sum after their retirement, but they are gone now. I mean, they are diseased, they are dead. What happens to the rest of the money in the SNITs?
So they would have been entitled to monthly income. And that is what, unfortunately, they were not able to earn because they've passed on. Right. Now, they're survivors. Okay. If Stella is a survivor, the survivors will be entitled to a lump sum. It will not be a monthly income. It will be a lump sum that they would have earned up to the age 75. Okay. Because the law looks at it in such a way that your mortality, you'll be able to live up to 75. That is what your pension takes care up to. So they'll be given a lump sum to cover all the payment that they would have received up to the age of 75. So if they haven't claimed, I think they should contact SNIT. So long as they have their parents' SNIT number, they should be able to contact SNIT, and that can be done.
Right. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that watch this program, a lot of self-employed people. As a self-employed person, how crucial a SNIT contribution or pensions contribution to me in my many years to come when I'm on retirement? Because this is my business, and so my money is in my account. But how crucial is this pensions contribution we are discussing to me as an individual?
Very crucial. Very crucial in the sense that as a self-employed person, you go under the SNIT system. It's mandatory. So your 18.5% contribution is all mandatory. So 13.5% of that will be remitted to SNIT, and then the 5% will be in your occupational pension system. What we find is that some private companies, they will take the money from your salary, but they will not remit it. Okay. And then they will turn it into their business to expand the business. That is criminal. Now, once you take it from the employee, you are under obligation to remit it. You know, if you don't have a scheme, you can walk into SNIT with 2 checks, your tier 1 and your tier 2. SNIT will then, invest it for you, and then we have a private sector scheme that it will be remitted to. It's called the Sankofa scheme. That will be remitted to it. But it is advisable for every institution, for every private sector, for every self-employed person to set up their own scheme. There you are in control. You know who your trustee is, you know who your fund manager is, you know who your custodian is.
Do we have a limited number for me to set up my own scheme? Let's assume I have just 5 employees. Can I set up a scheme?
It's a good number you've mentioned. 5 is the minimum.
Okay, oh really? Then I can set up my own scheme. Yes, okay, right, yes. That's nice. At the end of the day, it's your retirement security that you're working towards. Of course, that is why you need to become a contributor if you haven't. All my startups out there, all my entrepreneurs, I'm for you. So every valid information is what I give out to you week after week on B Strength TV show. My name is Enyonam. Let's go for a quick break. We'll return shortly.
Oh. Enyonam, my claim is not covered by the insurance policy I arranged.
Parkwesi, I've always advised you to let J&J Insurance Brokers, the insurance professional, handle your insurance to avoid gaps. At J&J, we analyze your insurance needs, we arrange cover with the best insurer with a track record of prompt claims payment, and above all, we facilitate and negotiate your claims. Call Dr. Gideon Amenyedo, the CEO, on 0244 333335 or 0504 333335. You can also email him, Gideon, at jnginsurancebrokers.com or visit our website, jnginsurancebrokers.com.
Thank you very much, Enyonam. I'm calling doctor right away.
At J&J Insurance Brokers, negotiating a great insurance deal is our business. Welcome back. You're still watching B Strength TV show. Up next is the Startup Guide Corner, brought to you by J&J Insurance Brokers. Take a quick look at that. When we come back, we'll wrap up the conversation. Stay instead.
Welcome to Startup Corner, brought to you by courtesy of J&J Insurance Brokers. Negotiating terms and conditions is one of the most important aspects of taking your insurance. Insurances, no matter the names, be it a fire insurance, which is very compulsory for public places, be it motor insurance, life assurance, or whichever form. Basically, it's a promise to pay claim when certain specified events contrary to the interest of the insured occurs. It's very important that when you want to place an insurance, the first thing to see is that is the insurance company that I'm going to deal with. Will it be there for the next 5-6 years? Will it be there when the event happens? And how do you answer that question? Is it solvent? And being solvent, a broker can be able to determine this through the finances. We can perform liquidity tests, some particular tests to see whether this insurance company, is it capable of what meeting? Does it have a track record? Is it capable of doing what it says it could do? Secondly, like I said, insurance is a promise to pay claims. Now, there are times when an event happens, claim is paid 3 months after the event or 4 months after the event.